Everything you are about to witness is for entertainment purposes only.
Under Trump, we will have no more wars. I'm going to keep you out of wars. I kept you out of wars. Well, I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. We don't need the wars. I will end the chaos in the Middle East. I will prevent World War III. We will expel the warmongers from our government. I will restore peace. Look at his rhetoric. I said, no, my rhetoric's going to keep us out of wars. We're ending wars all over this planet.
You can't impeach a president during a war. I just want y'all to know that what we are witnessing right now, the collaboration between that blue and white state and Donald Trump to attack Iran, and now they just said they took out like the president or some shit of Iran, killed like 57 schoolgirls, and Iran is bombing Dubai where US citizens are. It's very strategic. Not only that, but Donald Trump did make a statement saying that our troops, some United States troops that are positioned in Israel, by the way, right now, not the United States, will lose their life. There will be some casualties. He's willing to make that sacrifice. In the name of what? Not being impeached. Because you can't impeach a president during a war. And they're going to try to reconstitute this as national safety on why we shouldn't have the midterm elections. I bet you Donald Trump is going to say we shouldn't have midterm elections because we can't guarantee there is an electoral compromise due to the situation that he just started with Iran. That's all.
We got breaking news. The Iranians are going to close the Strait of Hormuz. I said this a couple of days ago, that if we strike the Iranians, they're going to close the Strait of Hormuz. If the Iranians close the Strait of Hormuz, well, that will affect all global trade. So, MAGA, not only did you start World War III, but you're about to increase the prices of everything you've ever purchased. Not from Trump's tariffs, which will also increase the price, but because now one of the largest trading routes is going to be a fucking war zone. Oh, did you think this conflict was over? Oh, because Donald Trump said, declared victory, pulled a good old mission accomplished. You thought this was over? No. Welcome to a new forever war in the Middle East. Your fucking kids are going to Iran.
Somebody delivered pizza to Bill Clinton during his deposition today, and that is my proof that God has a sense of humor.
I don't exist. Oh my gosh, you know, one that pops to mind all the time is, I don't know what the French name is, it's The Untouchables with Omar Sy. That movie made me leap off my couch and cheer.
Who's that? That's not Jim Carrey.
When they're making movies about his making of the movie, you know? Formidable. Incroyable. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. I don't exist.
I'm sorry, but who the hell is this supposed to be? Because last time I checked, Jim Carrey's eyes are brown, not blue. So who the hell is this? These aren't the same person, guys. This is insane. They got to Jim Carrey, guys.
Well, what do you know? Jeffrey Epstein's FedEx account was still active in 2024. And in June of that year, it ordered something from Gulfstream Aerospace to Plan D LLC in Georgia. Coincidentally, Plan D LLC is a shell company of Jeffrey Epstein's that was primarily used to operate one of Epstein's private jets, specifically his Gulfstream G550. We know from the files that this plane was being stored at a hangar in Cobb County in Georgia, only 3.6 miles and an 11-minute drive to this address.
Buckingham Palace just announced that former Prince Andrew was unalived in a car accident next Thursday. Their announcement said thoughts and prayers.
They got Donald Trump, the Israeli star over the United States. Come on, man. What's going on at the police station? It's the police station. The police station. You know it's corrupt. Oh, wow. Charlie Kirk. Look, that's Charlie Kirk. Silly.
What I'm about to share with you guys is a very chilling message from the Germany European Parliament. They are literally warning the world about ICE and the American government. Have a listen.
Stay inside. Keep your doors closed. They are coming. These are warnings that people shout to their neighbors when ICE is turning up in their street.
It's true, we're covering
Masked men raiding houses, imprisoning children, spreading an atmosphere of fear and arbitrariness.
You know, now they're pretending that their cars are breaking down so Good Samaritans can help them, and then we can round up all of these Good Samaritans.
Colleagues, no one can tell me that this is simply regular law enforcement.
Sure.
It has to stop, and it has to be condemned by European lawmakers.
And they're building detention centers in our backyards.
I grew up with a strong belief in US democracy. After all, the reason why I could grow up in democracy and freedom was because of the brave fight also of US soldiers against German fascism here in Europe.
You know, that's the problem, right? Everyone's like, oh, well, you know, our military, we fought for the freedoms and X, Y, and Z. And it's like, now we just want to take a piss all over the Constitution. No, let Trump have a third term. Who cares if we don't have due process? As long as we're triggering the liberals, right? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous what's going on out there. The whole world knows it, and for some reason, a third of our country is still in support of it.
They're trying to crash the economy so that they can buy everything up for pennies on the dollar. And they want to get rid of any public services that our tax dollars pay for and privatize them so they can profit on that too. But they'll still take our tax dollars, and then we'll pay them more for less. That's the whole plan. We'll be indebted to our government that will own us. That's how Russia started to become what they are. They own everything, and you live and work and struggle and pay everything to them just to survive. Prices keep going up. Salaries aren't going up. Everything's so expensive. The numbers, the jobs, the economy, everything is being kept from us. That's what's happening. We're making rich people rich, and they're making us poor.
Alexis Stone has publicly claimed that the man recently seen in Paris was actually him in full prosthetic disguise. The internet had already been spiraling over Jim Carrey's noticeably different appearance. Fans debated whether it was lighting, aging, cosmetic work, or something more unusual. Then Alexis Stone stepped in and said it outright. That wasn't Jim Carrey. It was him. For those unfamiliar, Alexis Stone is known for hyper-realistic celebrity transformations. He has built a reputation for appearing in public as famous figures using advanced prosthetics, makeup, and full-body character work. On his social platforms, he has documented multiple high-profile impersonations, not just photo shoots, but real-world appearances that blur the line between performance art and social experiment. This time, he posted what he says were the prosthetics used for the Jim Carrey look. The facial structure, skin texture, even subtle asymmetries appear carefully constructed. And what's making people uneasy is that he doesn't seem like he's joking. There's no obvious punchline, no wink to the audience. Just a calm assertion that it was him.
According to new videos that have come out of China and from Al Jazeera, the CIA headquarters in Dubai was slammed into by missiles, and the footage has been suppressed in the United States. In addition to that, the Israeli Military General Council building has been struck, and there are no reports out of the I country either. I'm former MLB agent Joshua Kuznick, and I had to run out and live my life for 30 seconds while these things are all going on. And it is insane to me the level of suppression that the footage in the United States from the Iranian war is seemingly dealing with. It is a level of, censorship that we really have not dealt with in the United States of America as a regime that we've been aware of for years. This is something worse than the Bush administration. Like, how come this is coming out of China and Al Jazeera and not NBC? This is profoundly un-American. Bomb.
A leaked document has revealed how the United States is going to be divided after World War III. Canada's going to get the vast majority of states up here, all the northern ones, but they actually get as far down as the northern parts of Mississippi and Alabama. How is that fair? Mexico gets all their old territory back, except for like little parts in the north, and to make up for that, they also get Arkansas, Oklahoma, and a lot of Mississippi. Cuba, for their efforts in almost bombing us into oblivion back in the 60s, gets this piece of Alabama. Fidel deserves something. And the Bahamas, well, I guess whoever defeats us in World War III, they just really like the Bahamas. I would assume part of it would be Russia, which is why they gave Russia a lot of Alaska. Not all of it, though. I think clearly Canada is going to have to defeat us after World War III. That's what's going to happen. Along with this Pacific Island ally, they're so powerful. It's almost like their plan to divide up the United States is actually just a map showing what country is closest to, well, the United States. Which part of the U.S. is closest to which country. I mean, that is kind of the way we divided up Germany after World War II. Just don't ask me how the U.S. got Bavaria.
America first means American corporations first. Not you, not me.
Why am I just learning that Tucker Carlson's son is the press secretary for J.D. Vance? It's all an act. Bomb.
If you live in California, don't tell your doctor you fainted.
Did you know that if you tell your doctor that you fainted because you were dehydrated, they will take away your license in the state of California for 3 months minimum? Last July, I got out of bed really fast. I was dehydrated, stood up so quickly, fainted, called my doctor because I was nervous. I was like, maybe this is something bigger. And on the phone, I described everything that happened.
Y'all be talking to your doctors.
She was like, oh, you're probably dehydrated, but I still need to report you to the DMV and suspend your license. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Can I do testing first to prove that nothing's wrong with me and I was in fact just dehydrated? And she's like, well, it could be a seizure. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do all the tests. So we did EEG, EKG, neurological exam, everything. Proved that it was just dehydration. My license was suspended for 90 days.
I mean, at this point, just be careful what you tell your doctor, man. Note to self.
When I saw this stat today, I had to research it to see if it's true. And it is. Since when is the American taxpayer on the hook to fund the whole world? I mean, we fund 91% of the world? We give money to 177 countries? I guarantee you, if you ask every taxpayer, hey, are you okay with being taxed out the wazoo and then us turning around and giving your money to other countries, they would say absolutely not. So how the have we gotten here? Seriously. Who up in Washington makes this decision? Because all I see right now is people cannot afford to buy houses because everything's so expensive. People are homeless. Families are working 2 to 3 jobs just to survive. People can't pay down their debt because they don't have any extra income because they're taxed so much. Help make it make sense, because it doesn't make sense. I want to know who in Washington is responsible for this. At this point, we need a revolt. We need a revival. I don't know how we do it, what we do, but we can't. This can't sustain, guys. It just can't.
Did y'all see what them Fox News motherfuckers said about the homeless people? Watch this.
Billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why did it have to...
All 3 of them motherfuckers need to be fired, because why is y'all sitting up here talking about homeless people should get a lethal injection like that shit is cool? That shit ain't fucking cool. Maybe you should get a lethal injection. You act like these people ain't human beings. Like these people ain't got families and people that love and care about them. Shit fucking happens. And America is the reason why we got so many motherfucking homeless people, because y'all don't pay people enough to be able to keep a roof over their head. And yeah, some of these people got problems. Some of these people are addicts. Some of these people have mental issues. And a lot of them are probably going to live their lives as homeless people for the rest of their lives. But those motherfuckers need to be fired for that bullshit that they sitting up there talking about like that shit cool. They fired the MSNBC dude for stating facts about Charlie Kirk. They need to fire their ass for inciting violence against homeless people.
So President Trump, he comes right out and he says, yes, the American people are paying all of the tariffs. Yes, I inflated how much I made in tariffs, and we cannot produce and show you how much we've made because we've already spent it. Yes, we are responsible for the food stamp thing, and a judge has made me admit that we moved those funds to ICE. Not more than a day later, Steve Bannon comes out freaking out and says, if we lose the midterms like it's looking like we're going to, and we lose in 2028, almost all of you guys in this room are going to prison, me included. Because they know now, since President Trump got irritated in that interview and just admitted that they're all responsible, they're all behind this evil shit, that it's only a matter of time before that Epstein list shit comes back up. Wow. And you know what? MAGA, what do you got to say about that now?
Radical voices on the left spread lies about genocide. Radical voices on the right demand that Jews take DNA tests. Both are wrong, both are dangerous, and both must be confronted.
Bro, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, who are you talking to? Because I know you're not talking to us. You don't even live here. Okay, you're not the president here. Or maybe, I don't know. That's up for debate as to what's all going on with that. But you don't go here. Who are you talking to? Confront these nuts. Okay, the only reason that they're asking you to take a DNA test or suggesting that maybe you should is because you all claim that you own this land through blood right. And now the question's here as to whether or not you're even really Jewish. I'm not going to claim either way because I only listened to that interview. I don't know if you're Jewish or not. I don't particularly care. What I have been learning about today, though, is the Crusades. That's a really interesting topic because I often wondered why Christians don't control the region to which Jesus was crucified and died and then rose again and then the tomb. Why? Because that's like, that's where like all that happened. That's like the basis of Christianity, right? So I often wonder why there's not more Christians out there in Jerusalem or out that way than not. You don't run shit here. You don't run shit here. And I think that needs to be said really, really loudly. You don't run shit here. You're not supposed to be. You address us. It seems like a lot more than our own president even does. You address us quite often. You addressed us like every other day right after Charlie Kirk died to make sure that we understood that you didn't kill him, which, like, who are you going to confront? Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
This may be the craziest thing I have ever reported on, but breaking news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has addressed the United States public. That's right, to me and you. And he is demanding that us on the far right and all of you on the far left need to be dealt with. A foreign leader is demanding that the United States government eliminates their own citizens based solely upon their politics. Read that again, guys. The Prime Minister of Israel, not the President of America, the Prime Minister of Israel is demanding that American citizens are dealt with immediately. He wants all of his critics like me and you silenced. And he wants us all eliminated and enforce compliance for the masses. So anyone who questions our unconditional support to our greatest ally in Israel, the unlimited aid so that they can have healthcare for all, college tuition for all, any concerns about dual citizenship, and AIPAC contributions to virtually 99% of our politicians. You need to be eliminated, according to Netanyahu. Well, on behalf of all American patriots, Netanyahu, you can go fuck.
What is going on in Virginia? This is insane.
So can somebody please explain something to me? What the fuck is going on with energy in Virginia? Because something to me is just not making sense. Every single electric bill I'm getting is looking like this. This is how all my electric bills are looking. How is it humanly possible that I was using 1,500 and less kilowatts every single month in 2025, 2024, and 2023, but somehow I'm using 5,000 kilowatts of energy now in 5,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000 the last 4 months? Something doesn't make sense, bro. And every time I call Dominion Energy, they tell me that I'm tripping. I need somebody to help me understand how a human can use 5,000 kilowatts when I'm never home. Never home.
I've been seeing a lot of people in the comments saying that they have these trackers that can track how much electricity they're using in their house, and then the electricity companies are then changing everything. So if you get those, maybe you're going to be all right.
Remember, 13%. It only took Mondani 13%,
in order to take over New York City. In fact, you know that Virginia governor got less than 13% to win the governorship. So 10% of the people have now given power, 100% power over in New York and Virginia. Do you really think that's not going to happen here in November? Look at what's happening. Like, they're putting people in place in certain areas so it will be all blue. They're not worried about the presidency. Why? Because they're fixing to control everything. They're going to take away everything Trump has done. They're going to give back all of the money that Trump has saved. They're going to shut down every type of investigation into them that was done. And it's all going to happen very soon, here in November. It doesn't matter at this point if we vote or not, because they're fixing to prove to us that it doesn't.
Who's been taking the photos? Who's been documenting this? Who's been keeping track of this? And where did they find all the photos? On the island? On their phones?
The hill that I will die on is that all politicians should make minimum wage. And if you're thinking, whoa, that's too low, that's exactly the point. If you put them on minimum wage, just watch how fast they'll raise it.
Y'all need to really be careful what you're watching and what you're believing out there. I'm telling you right now, stop, use your discernment, because there's shit like this that they do. And this is why I quit following Benny a long time ago.
Reporting live from the streets of Mexico right now, where this dude that has 3.2 million followers posts this video that's completely made up, saying that me and two other girls are liberals that are also Americans, which I'm not a liberal or American, are stuck here and we can't get home and all this stuff.
That's straight. So there's a bunch of libs that are trapped in Mexico right now, and they're terrified because of cartel violence spiraling out of control. It's very dangerous. And they're demanding the U.S. government and the Trump administration save them and deliver them back into America.
This complete made-up story. The streets are open, transportation's open, it's completely safe here. The cartel war that happened on Sunday was a 24-hour thing. Everything was cleaned up. Today is Tuesday. The airports are back open. Everyone's out. Businesses are back open.
As usual.
What you see in the media is not true at all. And it just goes to show you that you cannot trust the media. I live here also and moved here for the winter. Tourists were injured. No civilians were injured. This was an act of retaliation between the cartel and the government because one of the cartel leaders were killed. So the cartel went and burnt a bunch of vehicles. They actually pulled people out of the vehicles before burning them and also lit some stores on fire. That was it. Crazy shit happens like this all over the world. That is much worse. So it's completely safe here. Everything's fine. No tourists or civilians were hurt. So don't believe what you see on the media and go boycott and expose that dude. I cannot believe that he posted that. Again, I'm not a liberal, I'm not American, and I'm not stuck.
Devastating news for Cuba and the Cuban people as Donald Trump just admitted to reporters today that the U.S. is intent on invading and taking over Cuba. Donald Trump described it to reporters as a, quote, friendly takeover of Cuba. He says that Cuba is struggling, that the United States will go in there and conduct a friendly takeover. Well, I'm not sure how friendly that's going to be. We already saw Donald Trump's version of a friendly takeover in Venezuela that left over 80 Venezuelans dead as we bombed their capital city, kidnapped their president. Whether you like Maduro or not, we kidnapped the president of another country and put him in jail, yet Donald Trump pardoned the former president of Honduras who was actually convicted for smuggling drugs into our country and other nations. So this is absolutely insane. What we're seeing in Cuba right now is absolutely inhumane because Donald Trump is suffocating their country. They are letting the people of Cuba go hungry, starve, and die, all so that Donald Trump can expand his imperialist conquest and do the bidding of the military-industrial complex of Narco Rubio, Pete Kegsbreath, Howard Nutlick, and the whole rest of these goons that want to extend America's influence of power using the military, despite claiming to be the No New Wars, America First administration.
Why don't we do genetic testing on everybody in the land and find out who Abrams' descendants are? It's really simple. We've cracked the human genome. We can do that.
Fuck yeah, Tucker. Fuck yes. I'm not sure I've ever heard Tucker say something that I loved hearing more. Why don't we do genetic testing and figure out exactly who has a genetic lineage to this land? Mr. Huckabee? Hey, Ben Shapiro, why don't we do genetic testing to figure out exactly who has a genetic lineage to the descendants of biblical about the whole thing? Wouldn't that be great to know who the descendants of Abraham are? Wouldn't it be great to know just how connected to the land Benjamin Netanyahu is? Because then we could put all of the anti-Semitism to rest at last. And we could find out who the real Semites are. But it's a little weird that genetic testing is basically outlawed, and it's so incredibly hard to get done, and no one ever does it in Israel, despite the fact that that being the whole biblical case for Israel.
The U.S. got to stop worrying about what the hell is going on in Jalisco, Mexico, and start tripping about them Epstein files and what the fuck Israel is doing, homie. Because ain't nobody been held accountable. Ain't nobody been rescued, homie. Y'all worrying about the wrong shit, dog.
So let me get this right. Y'all believe everything that's in the Epstein files except the parts where Donald Trump is being mentioned. Oh, all right.
He loses on fuck.
It does seem that way. You can't just be like,
yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think?
I don't think that people know this, but your car is essentially snitching on you.
How so?
I had like a brake issue and I took it back to the dealership. You know, after sitting there for a while, like this guy comes out with a printout and he was like, oh yeah, we checked your black box. And this is the first time that I've ever heard of what a black box is. It's apparently a report that's inside your car that clocks how fast you've been going, when you hit the brakes, the last time you started the engine, and it also will track your exact GPS route. And it even had audio recordings from the time that a warning light went on.
So it's like a black box for, like the plain one, except it's in your car.
Exactly. I don't know how far back they go, but I know that most modern cars have this.
Schools are removing analog clocks from the classrooms. But are you really surprised? Students don't know how to read analog clocks anymore. They're not even taught that, which I honestly think they should be. I mean, this is technology. Nowadays, they're going to all these digital things. That's all they know. But are you really surprised? Think about it. Do you use a sundial anymore? That's almost a joke. Absolutely not. We're not using sundials anymore. You know why? Because it's like ancient technology. Are we really going to be using analog clocks? No. Do you even know how to do math anymore? Longhand? No, we use calculators. Calculators are even a thing of the past because people have moved to phones. So to be honest with you, I'm not really surprised that schools are removing analog clocks, although I really do think they should be teaching students how to read them.
So I'm absolutely convinced that they're messing with time. Okay, let me show you something. I set this clock when the time changed. I had to move it back, right? So it's 11:45, almost 46, right? Now, let me show you something. These clocks I set to the same time, 11:45, almost 46. But when I look at the time on my iPhone, let me see if here, use my other phone. Look at this. 23:52. 7 minutes off. And that's within a matter of 6 months. Look at this. 45, 45, 45. Why would I go out of my way to set all these 7 minutes off? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. 52. I would do it, maybe 10 minutes, but I would do it ahead. Why would I want to be late everywhere I go? Answer me that.
Why are we praising companies for now going naked? Like, wow, you're not putting chemicals in our food now. Thank you? The fuck? Why were you putting chemicals in our food in the first place? That's what we should be asking.
Xbox will be sunsetted under new CEO. If you don't know, Asha Sharma is the new CEO for Microsoft Gaming, and people are upset about this because she does not have a background in gaming, like gaming anything. She worked with AI. That was her job.
And there's so much backlash that the Xbox founder says the new CEO should quit if she isn't passionate about gaming. Seamus Blakely reckons it's no coincidence that Microsoft installed a core AI executive like Asha Sharma as the new CEO of its gaming arm. Rather, he sees Sharma's promotion as a sign that non-AI business like Microsoft or Xbox will be sunsetted as Microsoft invests wholly into AI. He says Xbox, like a lot of businesses that aren't the core AI business, is being sunsetted. They don't say that, but that's what's happening. I expect that the new CEO, Asha Sharma, her job is going to be as palliative as a care doctor who slides the Xbox gently into the night. I know I probably butchered that word, but who cares? She's essentially becoming the Grim Reaper of Xbox. So, because of AI and because of Microsoft's decision to make her CEO, Xbox is probably going to be dimming down and disappearing over the next couple of years. Maybe even quicker than that. Maybe this is going to affect other gaming companies, other big platforms like fucking PlayStation and Nintendo. We don't know yet.
STC, you know where we're at. From the top level to the bottom. Hurry up.
Gino, come on! Oh my God! Okay, hit us, boy! Right here, go!
Oh my.
Oh my God! I knew it was supposed to be coming. Let me tell you something, right? If they laugh at you for being different, laugh at them for being the same. And don't forget to laugh, you heard?